Lousy friends. Grandma's porch, a place to relax, a place for calm, a place to enjoy. Grandma's porch. Lousy friendships. Lousy friendships. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. You know, I got to thinking today about lousy friendships. Now, first of all, I want to tell you, I have some amazing, fabulous, incredible friendships. I really, really do, both in person and virtually. So I don't want to get those mixed up with the ones who are not. Okay, I've been very blessed and very fortunate. And those of you that are my fantastic, fabulous friends, well, you know who you are. Okay, so don't get yourself mixed up with the ones I'm talking about. And the ones who are lousy friends who just might be watching this, well, at least you have an idea of how I see things. And so I wanted to talk about lousy friendships. How do you end up in a lousy friendship? Well, as far as I'm concerned, we don't set off to have a lousy friendship. We set off to have a great friendship. But we really don't know people until down the line. We really don't know people until we really get to know them. And sometimes it takes a long time to get to know somebody. And sometimes we find out people are far more fabulous than we ever dreamed of or ever imagined. Or we can find out people are just not what we thought. They don't quite measure up to the way we thought. Now, no friendship is going to be perfect, okay? We all have our likes, dislikes, idiosyncrasies, odd things we do, odd ways we do it, different ways of seeing things, differences of opinions, all of that. I'm not talking about any of that. But I'm just talking about friends that really, they just kind of fail you in different ways. And on basic expectations, maybe they're not dependable, maybe they're not thoughtful, maybe they, it could be almost anything that would fall in the category of what you might term as a lousy friendship. And I have a couple, well, not many. I have had a couple, and I have to tell you, it is disappointing. And they weren't someone I had just met. They were people that I knew along the way and knew quite a while and quite a bit. And I think sometimes circumstances bring us together. We build a relationship, and we often don't notice things until sometimes circumstances change. Well, I have to tell you, I'm a fantastic friend. Anyone who is a friend with me will tell you that I am a fantastic friend to have. And I value that in me. I value that I am so great for anybody I'm in a relationship with. I really, really am. Am I perfect? No. But I'm fantastic. Okay? I don't expect people to live up to my expectations. I realize they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to do things my way all the time. But there are people that just have truly surprised me and disappointed me along the way. I had one friend who, well, I don't talk politics with my friends, but they were not the best friends once they found out we had different views. And I was okay with them having a different viewpoint. I had no problem with that. But apparently they had a problem with me having a different viewpoint. even though we didn't talk politics. And I found that that person, I don't know, I think that they truly probably will be saddened over the fact that they didn't treat my friendship with me as highly as they should have. And I think they know that. And I had another friend who she didn't reciprocate back the way I reciprocated. Now, I don't expect everyone to reciprocate at the level that I do. I'm very, very giving. So I kind of allow room for difference. And yet this friend really didn't reciprocate back to anywhere near to like I would in that relationship. And we're not talking about giving things materially or anything like that. We're just talking about thoughtful things. And it kind of just faded. It just kind of faded. And I think this friend was waiting for me to call them back, because they kind of let me do all that pursuing. And after a while, I got kind of tired of it, and I just let it go. Now, am I ever mean? No, of course not. I'm always nice. I'm always polite. I'm always kind. I'm always thoughtful, even when I let a relationship go. If I meet up with someone that I've let go of, I'm always polite and nice, whether they are to me or not. Now, I've had one particular person that I knew along the way that I'm so glad that I let go of, that I really let go of, because they weren't all that nice when it came. It was over politics. I never even talked politics, but it came down to it that they had some issues, and anybody that didn't think the way they did, they got nasty with. And so I just kept backing off and backing off and backing off. And I did it as politely as I could, but finally I just broke all contact. So there are people that we start off with that we think is going to turn out really, really wonderful and well, and it doesn't. And I call them lousy friends. Some we continue on in relationships with, and some we don't. And so those two that I talked about, would I connect with them again? I personally would not make the initiative at all, because I feel like I did everything right. And it's not a matter of who's right, who's wrong. It's none of that. Sometimes even if we're right and they're wrong, we have to make the step forward. I got that. But I've made a lot of steps forwards in the past. And so for me personally, no. They would have to do all the pursuit, and I would probably just be nice at best, nice and polite. But I don't think I would want to build into the relationship the way I did before in the past, because it's just kind of their pattern. Once you know and see someone's patterns, it's different than an isolated circumstance. Isolated circumstances can happen, and we can overlook those and move forward. But when something is a pattern, that is very different than an isolated circumstance. So there are people that I call lousy friendships, and there are people that I have, fortunately, that are fantastic friends. And you know who you are. So I thought I'd come on here and just talk about lousy friendships. I know it's kind of a deeper subject, and people don't like to talk about that because they want to think every friendship is wonderful and perfect and all this. And I realize that friendships can be flawed, and I overlook my friends' flaws because, well, they have to overlook mine too. But there are some things that you just cease to overlook all the time, and you begin to say, or at least I begin to say, you know what, maybe it's time for me to move on in a nice way. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. place to relax and a place to enjoy.